welcome to the Sportsman Show. I am your host, Joe Musel, for 67 episodes along season 2. And, and we have a special guest here. We're going to introduce him in a little bit, but Coachy and stuff is all decked out for the holiday spirit and stuff like that.
We invite you all to play Tetris online tournaments if you ever wanted to in the future. But
no online tournaments of Tetris or anything else like that. Hey, Coachy, I got you a Christmas present. I got you a wonderful, this daughter of our guest makes these wonderful T-shirts here.
Oh, beautiful.
T-shirts, it says the Sportsman Show on it and stuff. Look at that.
Yeah, well, you got to put it up a little higher
because
because all I see is the.
Well, oh, here.
Okay, now there we go. Okay,
Can
that's
you see
better.
that?
Mm-hmm.
You get one of these for Christmas.
Yeah, I know. And now I got to get you one. Now I got to get you a Christmas gift too, which is going to be happening tonight.
Yeah, but you get this in Yucky Red Sox red. You
Yeah,
get
it's
this
not
in
Yucky Red. But Joe, remember, we can't talk about baseball right now.
Well, baseball's in suspension, but we can talk about this Yucky Red. I got Yucky Red. But if you want to learn about how you can actually get one of these shirts, more information about it, the email address will be popping up on the screen. You can email his daughter, and she can take your orders on that stuff like that. I got a nice blue one, Yankee blue, so it looks a lot better.
No,
but,
I don't think so.
All right.
No, I don't think so either.
He's a Red Sox fan too, so I'm gonna get geared up tonight on both ends. But all right.
We're all sports fans, right?
We're all sports fans. We are.
Yep,
we are.
Of course.
We are. But all right, we're gonna introduce our guest. He's a Newark. He's an Islander fan.
Islanders fan. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Can you? Why you want to introduce him? Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I might as well, since I guess this special guest is all on my end. So
yeah, it's the hockey.
Anyway, well, you see the screen that says Tammy. It's not Tammy, actually. So Joe, you got to introduce
Tammy's my better half.
Yep. That's okay though. We understand.
We don't have better halves, so we don't know this one.
No, we don't. But anyway, it's nice to have you on our show, and it's actually nice that Joe gets to hear quite a bit about hockey. And you actually came on at the right time because I'm a little bit livid right now with the NHL and what's going on, and I think I know what's going on.
Well, ask him about the Islanders first, and then about the new stadium and stuff.
Well,
do that.
First of all, I want to tell you that, yes, I do follow all 32 NHL hockey teams. I just don't follow one because just following one team, you feel like, okay, you don't hear much about it, and then you tune out. That doesn't work that way on my end. I have watched the New York Islanders quite a bit, whether it's been on my TV set, on my tablets, or on my phone. I always because the last few years behind Barry Trotz, I'm always skeptical to see how this team will do, and they have had some success. Now, unfortunately, I'll let you go ahead and say about why they got zonked, and then, the NHL delayed their postponement, which I didn't think was fair, but go ahead on your calculations.
Yeah, mine? Well, yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah. Well, I'm a new season ticket holder, so we've been to quite a few games this year. Before they actually played a home game, they played 13 road games, and they had a good stretch in there, but they just didn't look right. They weren't clicking. They not scoring enough goals is the obvious thing, but too many mistakes, and that's not a Barry Trotz team that does that. And it's been a surprising year so far in that sense. The new arena, we went finally after, like I said, two years of waiting for it. And there was a little bit of an outside parking issue on opening night. But all that aside, it's a palace. It's a wonderful place. There's so much space in there. There's one thing difference from the Coliseum is you couldn't leave your seat during intermission to get food or go to the bathroom or anything and expect to be back before the next period started. There was no way. The lines were crazy. This place is just the opposite. You get up. I went and got a beer and went to the bathroom, and I was back, and there was still 10 minutes left in the intermission. So in that sense, it's a lot better than the Coliseum.
Yeah, I've been to the Uniondale Coliseum once before, and I will tell you that place was so small. You're lucky you could move around in that place, because compared to last year, when the place was closed for a while and they were playing with no fans. Oh my God, it felt like they didn't really want to do much. Even those poor people who worked at the vendors, you couldn't even take cash. You basically had to pay by an app, and that's it, nothing else.
Yeah.
At least they're letting you pay the cash and everything else, but yeah, I've seen the new arena on TV. The fans are enjoying the games. I think the fans realize right now that, yeah, it's been a disappointing start to the season. Yes, they are one of the disappointments, but, I'm not going to blame them for why they've been off to a rough start. You've had players missing, does it feel like you guys, can you guys catch back on since you're in the month of December? I can feel a run that can do something as long as Varlamov can stay healthy, but I still like Elias Sorokin as your future number one goaltender.
That's the way it's looking. That's the way it's looking right now. It's looking like they're going to lean on Sorokin and only use Varlamov on those back-to-back nights for now. But yeah, the injuries, we're hockey fans. They're hockey players. You can't really use the injuries as an excuse.
Nope.
But they had two of their top players, Pollock and Nelson, go down with injuries, and then 8 more with COVID for a good 2 weeks there. And they like I said, even before that happened, they weren't looking that great. They had their one little stretch that they were okay, but they weren't looking like a team that was in the semifinals 2 years in a row, and basically the same bunch. Maybe getting old. I don't know. I hope not, but it feels like the window is there right now, and it's like, go ahead.
Well, I have to be honest though. I mean, when I heard you guys picked up Zdeno Chara for 1 year, I said, okay, well, maybe this is going to help the team because they're very young, and having somebody in his age like this is ready to go. Can lead this group. He isn't going to be the same like he once was when he started with the Islanders as a rookie. And then, unfortunately, he got traded, and then he played for Boston for so many years. And then he decided, let's play 1 year. We're coming back and we're going to see how it looks. I don't see he's missed a beat. He's already been involved in more fights already. I think he's had 3 as far as I counted, if I'm correct.
Two in back-to-back games.
Yeah, I remember that. I just shook my head like, why, Char? Why are you fighting? I'm like, please stay on the ice. I don't need you to sit for 5 minutes. And I'm a Rangers fan myself, so
Well, both the times he was in fights, he actually sat for 17 minutes. He got the
he started the fight.
Yep, and then the 10-minute misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's what I've always said. Get rid of the fights in hockey. It's the worst part, and you're going to be sitting in the box for almost the whole period. I've said this time and time again.
Yes, Coachy. We understand you don't like the violence in hockey.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. If he was the commissioner, he wouldn't have any fighting. But.
No, I give him 1 fighting warning, and then if you fight the second time in 1 game, goodbye, see you later. Take the rest of the night off.
Takes the rest of the night off.
It is a hockey specific thing because none of the other sports tolerate fighting as much as hockey does, obviously. But being an old time hockey fan, I don't know. I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it sometimes, but not like if these 2 players fight each other a second time. I'm like, okay, you just wasted another part of this situation. I don't need to see it. So, Joe, I know you got a hockey question, even though your hockey knowledge is below average.
Yeah, below average. I know. I have below average hockey level. My extent of hockey knowledge extends to the Wolf Pack. Friday nights sitting there by myself. But okay. Um, how long have you been a New York Islander fan? You've been a fan for a while and stuff.
Sure, I'm gonna age myself maybe, but I've been a fan at the late '70s. I want to say '77 or '78. And the reason I became an
The
Islander
Mike
fan,
Bossy years. Yep.
oh yeah,
Joji.
they were already good. I wasn't. I kind of jumped on the bandwagon. They were already really good when I joined. But I had two of my best buddies were Ranger fans, and they were also Yankee fans. So I was a Red Sox fan. So I figured, if they're Ranger fans, I'm going to go against them in hockey too. So I started following the Islanders and got hooked really fast. I became a big hockey fan really fast.
Smart. I
Smart.
love it.
Yeah. All right. So
So yeah.
yeah, you've seen both arenas and both everything. So tell us anything that's bad about the new arena. Tell us some couple things that are bad about the new arena, since people can't.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and the thing is, they're learning a little bit every game. We've gone to 6 or 7 games already so far, and it seems like they're picking up something every game that they're improving on. The first night, opening night, outside, like I said, the parking was miserable. They were so unorganized. The lot that I had already prepaid for was full, and I don't know how they sell, tickets
More. Yeah.
to yeah, they sold too many tickets and
Yep.
they had spots. So we like to go for the warm-ups and everything, and go down low. We barely made the opening, the national anthem, because we were just being shifted around in parking. But ever since then, it's been really good, the parking. You asked me if there's anything bad about the arena. It's such a big difference from the Coliseum that it's hard to find bad things about it. I mean, the people space on the concourses, there's just so much room. There's bars everywhere. You can watch the game while you're waiting to buy a drink, turn around and watch the game. It's right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. The sight lines are all great. We first few games we walked around the arena trying to see what seats are best or worst or anything, and the sight lines are just great in the whole place. So
Oh,
I don't know. I'm an Islander fan. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't see anything really bad that I dislike about it yet. I'm a very positive person.
Yeah, I know. Is there any like a museum or Hall of Fame inside the arena or anything like that? Like the
They
Patriots have
have
their.
they have a wall with plaques, the pretty elaborate plaques. I wish I had a picture, that of the Islanders Hall of Fame,
Yep.
which includes all the hockey Hall of Famers, and then a few more that are Islander Hall of Famers, and they have a little story about each player. So it's not a museum, but it's
It's a Hall of Fame. It's a
yeah,
wall. It's a wall. It's a,
yeah.
okay. Usually some venues and stuff like that have special food in them. Is there any kind of like special food, like Dunkin' Donuts Park has like the hamburger where you can get it wedged between two donuts and stuff like that? Is there any special kind of food that's served at the place?
They do have a lot. The food is great because, and I'll just say one quick thing about it. You don't have to stand in line and make an order and get your food. You go in to this area that's like a 7-Eleven. You go and pick up whatever you want on your own, and then you go and pay for it. So it's not like you have to wait for they have that part down pat. But I understand, and we haven't seen it yet, but I understand there's a Shack burger place. Shaquille O'Neal has a
Oh,
Shack
okay.
burger, and
Okay.
it's mostly in
Yep.
there's a Blue Line bar that's on one end of the arena, and I understand that that was a bar that closed at the beginning of COVID. It was a Manhattan bar that a lot of Islander fans used to go to, and
Yep.
it was closed during COVID, and they reopened it in the arena, which I thought was awesome of the ownership to let them do that. But you know, they have the normal foods and everything. There's
Hot
a sushi
dogs.
bar, which
Okay. Sushi bar. Nice.
yeah,
That's with the times and stuff.
Sure.
'Cause
Yeah.
everybody likes sushi now. I haven't caught on to that. I don't eat raw fish. I just don't.
No,
Don't
I'm
do
with
that.
you. My daughter lit up when she saw it, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to
Oh
keep?
yeah. Oh, trust me, there's a few.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. So when the Islanders won their 4 Stanley Cups in a row, you know, which by the way, the only other team that's done more than 4 was the Montreal Canadiens, which was way back when.
Yep.
You know, to me, it just felt like when they won the 4 in a row, you know, either Mike Bossy or Clark Gillies or, you know, it just felt like even John Tonelli. Okay. Did it feel like when they won those 4 consecutive Stanley Cups, did it feel like the whole arena, or was everybody hopping around town that, you know, it was very popular when they were winning the Stanley Cups, and was everybody just talking about the Islanders more often than the Yankees, the Mets, or even the New York Jets when Joe Namath was playing?
So that might not be a question I could answer because it was a long, long time ago, and I wasn't at any of the playoff games. We went to a few regular season games back in the Bossy Trache Potvin days.
Yup.
I didn't go to any of the playoff games though. But you know, being that we're in Connecticut, you know, there wasn't a lot of talk about, you know, the Islanders being, they were dominant in the hockey world, yes, but as a sports fan, I don't know, in this area they just didn't highlight it as much as, you know, maybe in New York they did.
Yeah, well, it all depends where you live in Connecticut too, because and they only really talk about the Islanders, Rangers, and down in the coast of Connecticut going towards New York, and then of course going up north,
Right.
you know, you're talking about the Bruins and, you know,
Yep.
not much else unless you're going to Providence. You watch the Providence Bruins, but still, I just think the way that the Islanders, after they won those 4 Stanley Cups, they had trouble winning games. They couldn't get to the playoffs. And that one special year when you picked up Benoit Ho, you picked up there's a few people that I can remember out of all this when they beat Pittsburgh like that in Game 7. I was intrigued, and it made you know, Mr. Bowman looked like he was all shocked when he lost a game like that, you know, after he won a Stanley Cup with Pittsburgh, you know, and then of course you still had trouble winning, and then, you know, you brought in Chara the first go around, and do you still remember the jerseys of the Fishermen?
Oh yeah, that's classic. You either loved them or you hated them.
I was okay with it. I didn't mind that the Fisherman to me looked like a Gordon Fisherman type thing on a box in the grocery store.
No, we liked them too. My son actually has a Fisherman jersey. We bought it for him for Christmas a few years ago. So Ziggy Palffy one. So
yes, I remember Ziggy Palffy. Very, very classy player too. Very smart, very bright.
Do you have a Gordon's Fisherman jersey?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh. Wow, many jerseys without a
but I do have, for the Islanders, I have the logo I have now. I do have the orange and blue one. I do have the updated 3rd jersey one, which I have not seen them wear their 3rd jersey yet this year. And I don't know if they are.
No, I haven't either.
And I do have their black one that they've worn. And I think one of the jerseys I had is when they played in the Winter Classic against the Rangers at Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add, Coach?
We made that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you would. So now we turn the page. So they played in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. I was not impressed of, seeing a car on the corner of the ice. I don't know how much if you because I thought it looked terrible, and that's why I think that's why I said Barclays Center is not really a hockey arena. It's more like for a basketball or a boxing or a concert event.
Absolutely. They did not know hockey. The first time we went to the opening night when they played in the Barclays Center, and like I said before, we like to watch the warm-ups, right? So our seats were up in the gallery, up in the bleachers. So, but when we got there, we start walking down to watch the warm-ups, and the usher stops us and says, "Do you have tickets for this section?" I go, "No, we're just going to watch the warm-ups." "Oh no, you need a ticket for that section." And we were like, "What? You can't watch the warm-ups." They didn't get hockey whatsoever. Their sound system was terrible. They had seats that couldn't see the whole ice. The jumbotron wasn't centered on the ice. It was centered for basketball, and when they put the ice on, they went all in one direction, so it wasn't centered. And we were talking about the car.
I don't like the car. And they actually tried that during the COVID time last year. All the Canadian arenas actually had cars behind the glass.
Because they didn't have people,
I thought that
right?
looked pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what we made fun of was there was a couple thousand seats that you couldn't see the whole ice from, and there was a car that was taking up spots that you could have seen the whole ice from.
Yeah, and then the worst of it was, they actually kept on changing the colors of the car too. I see white one night, then I see black another night, I see red another night. I'm like, dude, get this team out of Brooklyn. They don't understand. The city of Brooklyn, I'm sorry, they don't understand what hockey is. They know their football knowledge, they know their baseball knowledge, they know their basketball knowledge, but
right.
and I'm glad they actually got out of there, went back to Nassau Coliseum, and then once they went to Belmont Park, much better atmosphere. Horse racing fans know their hockey, believe me.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
I gotta say, the only good thing about Brooklyn was that it saved the Islanders from a possible move out of that area. The owner at the time, Charles Wong, they've tried forever to make a better. They tried forever to make a better deal with the Coliseum, and it just wasn't happening. So he took them out, and instead of possibly moving them, they were Portland, Oregon was an option. Quebec, I heard, was an option. But instead of doing that, he said, "Well, we got to save them. We got to keep them here somehow." So it was probably always meant to be a temporary fix at Barclays.
Yeah, well, they stayed there for they were there for 2 full seasons. Then they had a split time with Uniondale, and then they said, "You know what? We're done with you. You're going to Uniondale full time until a new arena was."
We were so happy.
Oh, I agree.
We were so happy.
You wouldn't believe it. Like I just shook my head every game was over. I mean, the only atmosphere they had at the Barclays Center is when they were in the playoffs and when John Tavares scored the game-winning goal. I mean, that's like, call it crazy as
overtime.
But I thought it was glad for them to get a scenery change and everything else. So I'm glad they're done with the Barclays Center at this point.
Yeah.
So
this new ownership
is
top notch.
What?
We have a remaining meeting time up on the screen.
Yeah, I know. Why do we have that? We usually only have an hour.
Yeah, well, it's telling us we're going to be short-lived.
I know, hopefully. All right, let's get Aaron on his way and stuff like that. Okay, let's play Stump the Hockey Guy. All right, you got your questions. Let's see if you can stump my hockey.
Try to answer
guy.
I'm prepared.
Yeah, well, when Joe said you were a Ranger, when Joe said you were a Ranger fan, I figured I'd get, and I'm an Islander fan. I figured I'd theme it with Islanders and Rangers. So I actually have 2 questions.
Okay.
And the first question is it involves players who've played for both teams. So who was the first Ranger / Islander.
Well, there's who went from Rangers to Islanders?
Yeah, the first player to play on both teams.
Okay, because this one to me, there was a couple in mind, and I can tell you who it wasn't. Okay, and I'm betting it was not Patrick Flatley because he did play for both teams, believe it or not.
Right. Yep.
But
it
and I
way
can tell you
before
this
Patrick
much too. And I don't know if this is true or not either. Pat Lafontaine played, and he's the only player in the league that played for all three New York teams: Buffalo, Islanders, and Rangers.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to my daughter about that same thing.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
because I remember it because he started with the Islanders, then he went to Buffalo, and then he went to the Rangers, and then he called it a career after his concussion, I believe, if I'm not mistaken on
Right.
that.
Yep.
So, but I know it's not Pat LaFontaine. I don't think.
No, it was way before.
Way before, yeah, it was way because
actually
I started following more hockey when we got to the early '80s. So this one might be a little bit of a stumper on this one because it may be somebody I may not be familiar with very well. So,
yeah.
Because the
The only
only
reason I know this guy at all, the only reason I know this name at all was because of that trivia question, and it was defenseman Arnie Brown.
Okay,
He was
that
at
player
the end
I've
of his
never
career
heard of
with-
before, so that would have been tough.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I
And-
said,
and
I can name
I-
the two that I remember that played for both the Rangers and Islanders. That much I can give you. One, he played for three teams.
Yep.
That much I can give you
Yeah.
for knowledge. That's the top of my head.
Well, the second question, and you've already touched on some of it. I was going to ask the top 5 point scorers that played on both teams.
Yikes. Did I touch it on LaFontaine on one of them? Was that one of them?
Pat LaFontaine was number 1.
Okay.
He was number 1. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not bad. I got 1 out of 5, so that's not bad, all things considered.
Yeah.
Are these going to be names I'm never going to be heard of either? Since you already gave me one that I've never heard of before.
No, you've actually mentioned one of the other names.
Patrick Flatley.
Pat Flatley. Yeah, he was number 3.
Great.
And to be honest, I looked up this question, and I got 3 of them. I would have gotten 3 of them.
Not bad. I got 2, so that's not too shabby.
Yeah.
I guess I would say who were the other 3. Watch, I'm going to probably know this, but who knows? Go ahead.
Yeah. So Pat LaFontaine, number 1.
Yep.
Don Maloney.
Okay,
number
Don
2.
Maloney. A little bit didn't know about crazy too much. He played for the Whalers. Actually, he got traded that played for a year, and he got beat in the playoffs by Montreal. So that's a familiar name. Who was also the GM of the Arizona Coyotes. So I got that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Pat Flatley was number 3.
Yep.
And then the other one I got was Ray Ferraro. He didn't play too much with the Rangers, but
No, but he played for the Whalers, Islanders. He played for the Kings. He actually made the Stanley Cup Finals one year. Oh, he played for the Atlanta Thrashers too.
oh yeah. And then the other one is I mean, I've heard of him, but I'm not, I don't know about his career too much. Brian Mullen.
Brian Mullen is a
5.
familiar name. Yes, I remember he played for the Islanders, and then he played a little bit for the – no, actually, take that back. He played for the Rangers first, then he went to the Islanders. So he actually reversed course.
Yep. And there's your top 5.
So as soon as you can give me the name, I can remember what these players did, but I do remember what Brian Mullen did, but he went the opposite direction. He had a decent career.
Yep.
For himself.
Better career with the Rangers. So
yeah, I agree. But but like I said, the times have turned, the changes have happened, and now we just hope we've already played you guys once, and I'd rather if we played with a full deck of the Islanders lineup instead of having people get called up from Bridgeport, which I hear the Bridgeport Islanders are doing okay so far this year.
yeah, they are, and they did okay as New York Islanders, but you know what? It's just the compete
Some of these
level.
players who got called up to New York, they needed to go back down. They need to get some more ice time down there, get some development time before you're ready for the big club. And it's understandable.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for Hartford. I mean, we finally, over the years, we just kept on signing free agents and stuff. And now we finally actually have 2 goalies that have been with the Wolfpack, Alex Dragorgiev and Igor Shesterkin. Kevin Kincaid's been in the league but with other teams, which I think actually is making the start tonight in Arizona. So,
well,
but I can wish you good luck on the rest of the season for the Islanders. You got a lot of games left there. You guys are not out of the woods.
Yeah.
You could be what the Vancouver Canucks are doing right now with a new coaching change, win 5 straight.
Yeah. Well, I don't see a coaching change in the future.
I don't either.
Yeah.
He's staying. Believe me, Barry Trotz is well known. He's been in the league for a long time. He starts with Nashville, gets fired during it, gets a little break, then off to Washington, and then once the Caps win the Stanley Cup, no contract, I'm booking. See you later.
Yeah, that was a big shock to us. The guy wins the Stanley Cup and he becomes our head coach.
That doesn't happen very often because every time the Capitals go to the playoffs, they wind up having a bad first round playoff, and then your coach gets fired. And same thing could happen again if they get beat the first round again. So
Right.
But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot believe this meeting time is still clicking, and it better not be for all of us, Joe, to say goodbye because we that could be trouble.
Yeah, we're down to 2 minutes on this meeting time.
Okay.
Yeah, or it says upgrade to pro.
I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's probably until you got to pay for it.
Probably.
It sounds like you have to pay for it, right?
Yeah, it's going to be happening soon before you know it. We may be moving out of Zoom.
Where do I put these quarters? I don't know where to put the quarters.
Pinball.
I can't put the quarters anywhere. Let me punch in my credit card. Maybe that'll work.
But anyway, I guess, Joe, I don't want him to leave.
You don't want him to leave?
No.
Okay.
Add him on my Facebook, please.
I don't think he is on Facebook. I don't know if you're on Facebook, Aaron.
Well,
are you?
Well, no, my wife is though, so you could.
Friends
just like you got her name coming up where I am.
It's just a simple photo of me with a cheerleading coach at the football game back on Thanksgiving. So with an Anaheim Ducks jersey on.
We'll definitely look you up. We'll connect.
Yeah, because there's so much we'll probably want to talk about. You can tell me that all the criticism the Islanders have on the ice, off the ice, and what can be better and what went wrong.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, that's how you can add me, and I'll add you immediately. So, there's probably one out there that probably decided to leave my friends list. So,
yeah, all 5,000 of your friends. All right. Before we have to put quarters into the computer, we're gonna see you tomorrow at work, Aaron, and hopefully you enjoyed your time on the show.
Actually,
we'll have you on again.
We're going to get you to come back on the show again. I'm going to make sure Joe puts you back on.
Absolutely.
For a longer period.
Right after our 10-game winning streak, so we can talk a little more confidently.
I'll be looking forward to it.
All right.
Hi,
and welcome back. Thank you to our guest, Aaron, for coming on the show. Sorry we got bumped off for some kind of upgrade on this Zoom crap. I didn't know where to stick the quarters or the dollar bill to keep it from not doing.
We'll use our debit card.
Or the debit card. I didn't know where to swipe. We lost control a little bit.
I know. The only thing we could have done is ask him to play a Tetris tournament, but that's it.
Yeah, we'll be at a Tetris tournament or something like that, or something.
So, but don't worry, it was edited for the comeback, but it was nice to have a guest. And yes, we are going to have him back because that was unfair for him that it happened that way.
Yep, it will be. He said he'll definitely be back on, and he texted me. So we're going to have Aaron back on.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
All right.
Okay, you want to talk about your big Zonk lift?
Yeah, we have to. And it's not just one sport either.
No, it's not.
Well, guess what, folks? The holidays are here, 10 days to Christmas. And what's going on? Well, NFL, NBA, NHL, all having problems right now.
With the Zonk.
With the Zonk factor. Well, the NHL right now is now gone back to strict protocols until at least January 7th, meaning once these players are on the road, you're not going to be going out to a restaurant pretty much. You're not going to be allowed to go out too much. You're basically going to have room service once again because so lately, the last couple weeks, we've had teams who have entered going to Canada. They've been tested positive. And right now, the Calgary Flames have 17 members as of right now are on that bad list. There was a few more that was popped open, and they already have had 3 games postponed. Now make it 4. The game against Columbus has been postponed, so I'd be a little worried with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, hopefully, they're not going to get zonked. They've already been on a 2-game of their 3-game Canadian Western trip. Well, I'm sorry, Seattle's added to that, but that's the United States. Nashville today got some players that went to the zonk list, the Nashville Predators. Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand of the Boston Bruins went on that. Well, actually, Bergeron went on it today. Marchand went on it the other day.
Yep.
Also have a Washington Capitals player, Evgeny Knutsev, went on the zonk list. 2 Florida Panthers went on the zonk list. This thing is not over by any means. While Joe's showing the Blue Sportsman Show shirt, which is appreciated. Right now, this is getting to be bad, unfortunately, and now it's gotten to a point where even though the commissioner said that the players still want to go to the Olympics, there's a date now. There's a due date without a financial penalty. January 10th is the date that they have until they opt out. And I think now there's a pretty good chance that they may actually opt out of this, because if they go to China and they get zonked, you're stuck there for 3 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty.
Same thing in basketball. If you get stuck in Canada, you're there for 14 days.
But that doesn't start until January. Hockey's in it immediately.
Yeah. Well, still, I know there's only one team in Canada, but you're stuck there for 14 days. You can't go on back on the bus or anything else like that.
No, and hockey has 7 teams that play in Canada. So, so they better think twice before they, before you better be very smart about Canada. That's why now you can't really leave the area. And if they're not very careful, they could put it in effect for the fans. You're not going to have a full crowd. You're going to be told it's going to be a certain amount of capacity again.
Yep.
And I think the mask rule might actually have to go back into effect again with all the players and coaches.
Coaches, everything may be fully back.
Yeah, well, hockey's already is already in it for some of it. So, the NBA, the Chicago Bulls, they have to take the pause. 10 players are zonked.
Yep.
Charlotte Hornets, four players are zonked. The Brooklyn Nets, they're completely zonked. They have 7 players right now, but they're still not going to shut them down yet. I think you have to have 8 people on your bench to at least keep it rolling.
Yep.
So, and yes, Joe, there's a Kyrie Irving rumor that he may actually come back, but I don't want to believe it until I see it, until he gets his first vaccine shot.
Yeah, I won't believe that until.
Yeah, Joe, please, my Rangers are playing tonight in Arizona. Don't.
Yeah, your Rangers are playing.
Yeah, don't get me going about last night, because I wasn't too happy about how they gave up the 4th goal when the whole line didn't move, when Valerie Nuchkin decided, breakaway, score, see you later. I was steaming.
You were mad.
Yeah, but I didn't have much time to sulk because they got to play tonight again. So.
Yeah.
The NFL, Cleveland Browns. This is the hardest team that's been hit so far this year.
Yep.
Didn't we went about 14 weeks without having a problem in the NFL.
Yeah, 14.
And now we have the Cleveland Browns, who now lost Baker Mayfield and their head coach. Jarvis Landry went on that list.
Yep.
What a time for it. I mean, I don't know how many more players Cleveland can do, because if this keeps up, they're supposed to play Saturday. Would they have to move this game? Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, and they're playing the Las Vegas Raiders. So, as of right now, the game is still on for Saturday afternoon.
And that's a playoff game too.
Yeah, it is a potential playoff game.
Yep.
The Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, guess what? Tyler Higbee actually had a false positive, so he got put back on the team. But now they got problems. Odell Beckham went on that list.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, well, Odell Beckham's actually been showing up and playing football and not actually been having a temper tantrum.
Yeah, he's been doing okay in the Rams.
Yeah, but believe it or not, but yeah, this is beginning to be a problem. The college basketball right now, thank goodness, they don't have one single solitary situation going on right now.
That's good. That's good.
It's a good thing, but even right now, our state is actually being zonked right now. We're going the wrong way. From what I've seen with high school basketball, they're going to keep them 6 feet apart still on the bench.
Yep.
I saw that. I mean, that's the preparation I'm going to find out when I see on Friday what, because I start high school basketball on Friday night, and pretty much right now, I'm not going on the road except for maybe the state tournament, and that's not until way later in the year, and I may not even go out on the road if this doesn't stop.
Yeah,
I may have to stay home.
Well, it'd be safer for you to stay home.
That's what I'm going to have to do. Well, I've already said the announcement already. Even when they go to Bristol Eastern, I'm not going to go. And I believe it's only 50% capacity. I want to say right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's my rant about the COVID situation. But yes, hockey right now is number one in that right now. After we were nowhere near it last year, now we're going the wrong way.
Yep. Well, last year you came up with the bubble solution first, and your season first, hockey did. It
did work.
It did work. It got you to a Stanley Cup and a final. So it did work.
Last year, they were same thing. The only teams that got hit hard was the Dallas Stars to begin the season. And then at the end of the season, Vancouver got the Brazilian virus and it knocked out 26 people. And because of that, the playoffs couldn't start in Canada because they still had to make up games with everybody who had a chance to make it.
Yeah, I remember all that stuff.
Yeah. So, they're already saying, there is a chance though, and I did hear about this as well. They are possibly thinking about taking the pause from the NHL if this doesn't stop.
Taking the pause, what,
for
about
the Olympics? About 1 to 2 weeks. Yeah.
What about the Olympics?
No, if they have to take the pause for 1 to 2 weeks, Joe, the answer is no, they're not going to the playoffs. And no, there would only be a 1 week break from that instead of 3.
Oh, okay.
That's what we have. That's what the Rumorville's got it. If they do not go to the Olympics, then there will be a 1 week break.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll resume. So obviously it'll bump up the regular season.
Yep.
And there's still going to be concerns about what's going to happen with the All-Star weekend in the first week of February when it's being played in Las Vegas. Are they going to have to put the NHL players in a bubble for that? That could be a factor coming up.
Yep. Well, hopefully nothing bad happens or anything else like that. The NBA is starting to get hit a little bit with the COVID thing. And they're starting to, the Chicago Bulls has a couple players on the zonked list and stuff like that. But I know there's only one team in Toronto, but you're stuck there for 14 days if you pop positive for a COVID test, and you're stuck there for 14 days.
Yeah, the NHL, if you're stuck in Canada, it's 14. If you're in the United States, it's 10.
10. So that's even with vaccinated people.
Yeah, even if you're asymptomatic, unless you can get 2 negative tests. If you do it in the United States, you can get 2 consecutive negative tests. You're all right. But in Canada, you got to serve it regardless.
Yep, regardless.
You would be stuck in that hotel, locked in the hotel room, can't get anything. They probably have to, the people doing room service will probably have to dress up in gurneys and stuff and hazmat suits.
Probably. And feed you some food.
Yeah, or drinks on that regard. So
you're going to have Netflix for 2 weeks.
I mean, more than Netflix, they'll have ESPN Plus or something so they can watch their sport.
Yeah, so watch yourself not play.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
you'll
what you
just be
be doing.
watching the game instead. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but anyway, enough about that. You know,
Yeah. One
go
thing
ahead.
about basketball, last night, Steph Curry hit all the threes
The rate. Yep.
to break Ray Allen's all-time three-point shots of 245 or something like that. 2,000.
Yeah, crud, not
400.
200. Jeez.
Yeah, 2,000 something.
I
But
think it's 2,459.
459. Yep. 2,459. And he did that in 10 years. Ray Allen took like 20 years to make that many threes. And how high can Steph Curry put this record? I think he's going to put this record pretty much for the next 5 or 6 years out of the reach of just about everybody. If he continues on this path, it's going to be a pretty nice number he's going to land on. So he's going to be the three-point king for a while.
First year Hall of Fame ballot too, by the way.
Oh yeah, Steph Curry automatically. He has 4 NBA championships, or 3 or 4.
For number 5, they're well on their way.
Yep, well on their way. They're 22-5, and they haven't even gotten Klay Thompson back. So once they get Klay Thompson back, that's going to be a really good team.
Not having Kevin Durant on that team anymore, I think is so much more a breath of fresh air for them. They don't have to deal with him.
Yeah, I think so too. They can well, they definitely do need Klay Thompson back. They do miss him. He's set to come back in probably a couple weeks or something like that after his injury. But they do miss the other Splash brother. And they miss his defense too. He is a good defender. But yeah, congrats to Steph Curry on breaking that record. Nice
place to do it too.
New York City. In the first couple minutes of the game,
couple minutes in the first quarter, he wanted to get it out of the way. Yep. I don't blame him.
He went splash in the basket. They stopped the game for a little while, had some handshakes.
5 minutes, right? They stopped for about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Gave him a nice jersey with the number on the back. Ray Allen and Reggie Miller came down and shook his hand and gave him some
and the fans actually applauded him. But you know what, though? You know the Knicks fans are much in a happier mood now since they made the playoffs. They're actually doing pretty good again. So.
Yeah, the Knicks are doing pretty good and stuff like that. But I know you don't know basketball as well as I do. But
you'd be surprised a little bit.
I'd be surprised a little bit, not much, but ever since the introduction of the three-point line and stuff back back in the 80s.
1984? Was it?
84.
Yeah, okay.
84 and stuff. Ever since Larry Bird started chucking up threes and stuff like that. And, I still think Larry Bird is probably the best all-around shooter ever to lace up his pair of Nikes. And Reeboks, Nikes, sneakers. But, Larry Bird had his own style of shooting and stuff. If it wasn't for his back problems, he probably would have been a little bit more of a shooter, better player and greater player and stuff like that. But, when you can walk into a three-point contest, walk into the locker room and say to the other players, hey, who wants to be second in this? And walk out there and do it. That's Larry Bird. That's Larry Bird in a nutshell. And he's the only player not to miss a shot in the three-point contest. He did all, I think, 6 racks without missing a shot.
Including the money ball.
Including all the money balls. But there's 6 money balls. But, so my greatest shooter is still Larry Bird. But hats off to Steph Curry.
Yep.
For breaking that record. And
Absolutely.
Ray Allen, had a great career. So did Reggie Miller.
He won a couple NBA titles, too. I think he won 2.
Who?
right?
Ray?
Or three.
Ray,
Allen.
Ray
Yeah.
run 2.
Two.
One with Miami.
Boston, one with Miami.
Yep. One with LeBron James' team. He hit the corner
The corner
3-pointer.
3, which wasn't expected against San Antonio.
San Antonio. Yep. Yeah. I know the information too. I know that.
I study it.
I saw it. Here's the shirt.
Whee!
Shirt. But yeah. So congrats to him. I just had to get that out of the way.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
What do we got? 10 minutes left for.
We got about 10. We got about
10 minutes?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. I guess I can go real quick about the NFL. Remember, there's 2 Saturday games coming up. Maybe Las Vegas at Cleveland, if it's still going on as scheduled, and New England at Indianapolis, and then you have a Thursday night game, which is going to be a big one. Kansas City versus the Los Angeles Chargers. That's a big game Thursday.
Yep.
Which is actually tomorrow. And then and we got some other goodies coming on Sunday. And then of course
yeah, we got a good game for the Colts in New England. That's an important game.
Yeah, well, you're not going to see only 3 passes thrown that whole game. You know that.
No, you're gonna see some more passes. That's for sure.
Yep.
There won't be 90-mile-an-hour winds.
No, we're playing in a dome anyway, so.
Yeah, so.
Where
we deflated some balls.
Yeah, well, but if yes, I have to admit, yes, I Coachy made the fantasy football playoffs in a couple leagues, even though
I got Coachy.
Yeah, and only one problem. We've already lost DeAndre Hopkins for the rest of the regular season, so I have to
what are you gonna do?
Start studying and look for a wide receiver. I tried to pick up Rashad Penny, that didn't work, but I picked up Hunter Henry, the tight end for New England, though.
Yeah, that should work.
But I'm gonna have to look around in that one. Where
am I gonna get players? How am I gonna get
I gotta get one. Yeah, that's why I told you I couldn't go right away. I had to leave my brother a message. So,
my
and then the other
fantasy
league that
football
I'm in.
team's failing. No, I don't own the players, but that's failing.
Then the other league that I'm in.
Yeah.
Playoffs, number 6 seed. I can pick up any player I want.
Any player you want.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a joy. So if someone wants to try and take somebody, I'm like, yeah, you're out of luck, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. You know my point of view on this fantasy.
Well, it's okay. This might be the last week I'm saying it, maybe. So this could be it, unless I make one in Yahoo or make one in RT Sports. That'll be different. If I win that game in RT Sports, I'm a rich man. So
how much you gonna win? $5?
No, at least 100.
$100. Holy crap!
And then if I win the semifinals game, then I won 125, and then I go for the 250 in weeks 17.
You got a better chance to go grab a scratch ticket and win some money.
Yeah, I haven't done a scratch ticket in like 6 months, and I won $2, so it's not.
Yeah, there you go. Donate some money.
Yeah, well, we'll try, but that's why I got to start it tomorrow night. So.
Yeah.
First things first. So
fantasy football.
That's right. But anyway, we're almost out of time.
Yeah, we're almost out of time. We
have next week will be our. Well, yeah, I got to figure out what day we're going to do the show because next week it's a little more interesting in my schedule. I have to see if I don't have a wrestling match that it got moved to Berlin. It might be next Wednesday again because the 23rd is going to be a little dicey. I got a game on the 24th. Won't be able to do that either. So we probably got one more show to do, and we got to do our Merry Christmas thing next week.
Yeah, we got to do Christmas is next week.
I know, but we got to do it on Wednesday. It'll be 3 days before. So,
yep. Yeah. So.
But anyway, this has been the show. 67.
This has been the sports series. Two-part series. Thanks to Aaron for coming on the show. We're definitely going to have Aaron on the show again. And hopefully his Islanders, are better at that point in time.
I mean, they will.
They will be. I will. Don't forget about the shirts his daughter makes for our show.
Better than blue.
This is the blue one right here. If you want more information about the shirts, her email address will be around the screen. and stuff like that. Shoot her an email. She makes them in all different colors. She'll make them whatever you want to say on the shirt and stuff. She's very versatile and stuff. We're actually going to get other shirts made with our faces on them and stuff. She's going to make those for us. So she's very talented. So check out her email address. Send her some emails. She'll reply to them and stuff like that. Email address around. It's going around.
It'll be coming around. We can't tell you. It'll be on your TV screen or on the YouTube screen.
Yep, it will be. But this has been the Sportsman Show. I've been Joe Musel. Make sure you're having a Merry Christmas out there. Make sure you're safe out there. Make sure you're wearing some masks out there.
Because we're spiking again. This is the first time it's been this bad in about a year.
Yeah, so make sure you're safe out there, folks.
All right, folks. Have a good one. We'll be here for before Christmas.